Sing me back home the song I used to hear. Make my old memories come alive.
It's time to holler down the pipe chase and rattle them bars, because we're going to do a prison show for you right here at beautiful old, historic old, exciting new KPFT Houston, from the heart of Montrose, where we all hope tomorrow will be a better day.
Okay, it's Friday night. Welcome to the prison show. We've got a packed house tonight. We've got folks from the Earl Carter Institute, the Innocence Project. They're going to talk about that, and they'll give a description of a new thing going on over there called Juvenile Life Without Parole Clinic. Daniel has a young lady that's a dancer and choreographer that's come in, and she's going to talk about what inspired her. She's working on a show, and in-mass incarceration in America is kind of the spirit behind it. And, of course, I got Tanika sitting here. And she's been on the road all day and visiting and everything, Beaumont and back. So she's probably a little frazzled, but she's right here.
I'm road worn, but I'm good to go.
Okay, and then what else do we have? Oh, we got Daniel Mancini's going to do his little summary of things. And let's see, I'm leaving one out here? No?
No,
I think that's
covered.
it. Oh, Death Row Team. That's it. So we're live on Facebook. You can go to The Prison Show on Facebook and watch the excitement. Or you can tune in on 90.1 FM, or you can go online anywhere in the world, kpft.org, click Listen Live, click 90.1, and you've got us. All right, so I think that's plenty of introduction. Now, why don't we go ahead and start talking to these folks from the Earl Carter Institute. Y'all want to introduce yourselves?
Good evening, everyone.
Pull your mic up close to you.
Yeah, adjust your mics and speak into them, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chelsea Thomas, and I'm from the Earl Carter Institute. And we're also from the Innocence Clinic there, where we...
That one's you. That one's you, yeah.
We're from the Earl Carter Institute, the Innocence Project, where we pursue and review actual innocence claims.
Yeah, please speak into the mic.
I am Cesar Mata, and I'm also from the Earl Carter Institute. Our professor made a mistake today. He said he was going to send the juveniles with juveniles who were sentenced for life without parole. Unfortunately, we're not the interns who are part of that. I know a basis of it. It's essentially juveniles who committed, who were convicted of a crime, which they were treated as adults within the trial system, and they were sentenced to life without parole. Okay. They were sentenced to life without parole. The program, the clinic itself, and the Earl Carter Institute has recently started that program, and they are currently taking volunteers, whoever wants to help out. We're located at Texas Southern University. Any more questions? Professor should be on next week. He will know more than us. But what we do at the Innocence Project is we try, after a person is claiming that they're innocent, we have to prove their actual innocence. There are quotes, sometimes with the trial system, I want to quote something from Denzel Washington, Training Day. The problem with the trial system is that it doesn't matter what is true, it's a matter what you can prove in a court of law. So we have to find essentially new evidence that was not revealed in the court system, or that was just not found during the investigation, which can prove the actual innocence of the person that was convicted to prison. Unfortunately, there's we actually have a huge backlog of cases that have occurred within Harris County. In fact, the last report that we saw, that in 2016 in the United States alone, there was 166 exonerations that occurred in the United States. Exonerations are essentially when they prove a person who has been convicted of a crime, they prove their innocence. The unfortunate thing is, out of the 166, around 125 of those were in Harris County alone. That means there was less exonerations in LA and New York, which
have much bigger populations.
Yes, which have much bigger populations. Los Angeles is about twice the size of Houston. New York is probably also about twice the size. So there's essentially a problem with the Harris County. As a native Texan, I don't think we should be proud of that fact. Only the attorneys, right? Only the attorneys should be proud of the ones who got those people who proved their innocence. And there's actually several problems with the criminal justice system here in Texas.
Yeah, so like he was saying, in Harris County, we have a huge amount of issues that led to wrongful convictions. Some of the things that contributed to the high rate of drug exonerations were faulty field tests and faulty forensic tests and partly aggressive interviews that led these people to think that, hey, we need to kind of plead guilty or else we're going to risk being in prison until, conviction. So just to piggyback again, for those out there who are looking to pursue actual innocence claims, there are 3 requirements. So you need to meet the definition of actual innocence, which generally means that there was either no offense or there was offense and someone else did it. And there has to have new evidence that would conclusively prove your innocence. And the crime has to have occurred in Texas, and the conviction has to become final. So we don't take trial cases or cases that are still on direct appeal. So again, our Innocence Clinic office, we have more than 3,000 requests for assistance. So processing requests will take a lot of investigation. It can take a few months, but if you are wrongfully convicted and you want to pursue actual innocence, make a formal request by assistance by completing the TPIC, a Texas Prisoners Innocence Questionnaire, and you can mail it to the Thurgood Marshall School of Law Innocence Project, Earl Carl Institute for Legal and Social Policy at 3100 Cleburne Street, Houston, Texas 77004. And also, those TPICs are also generally available in each prison library.
Can you give the address one more time slowly for the guys that are out there running for their pen and paper right now?
3100, that's 3100 Cleburne, Cleburne Street, Houston, Texas 77004.
That's excellent information. Thanks so much. Can I insert? I've got 2 questions here. Well, a comment and then a question. Never say your professor was wrong. He holds the power of the pen, especially a law school professor. Okay. And now I know that tonight's topic, you did say that you weren't really here to focus on the Juvenile Life Without Parole clinic. I'm excited to learn about this program. But quickly, do you know if it's how is that funded? Was there a Cypre award by chance? Where does the funding come from for that new project?
Unfortunately, I do not know about the funding of that new project.
We'll hold that question for Professor Haughton. That's fine. We'll hold that for him. Now, again, hey, here we are. We'll ask those questions.
The crowd just got bigger.
Horse's mouth. Awesome. Welcome, Professor.
Here, grab my spot.
Sure. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, so we have in the house with us Professor Haughton. And this is my first time meeting you face-to-face. Tanika Solomon, been a fan for a while.
It's a pleasure meeting you, Tanika.
Welcome aboard. Okay, well, we've heard from your students. They've done an excellent job of representing you.
Talk into the mic, please.
Representing the clinic. They've given us an overview and already told our listeners how to apply for innocence work and innocence help. But we are also especially interested tonight in finding out more about the Juvenile Life Without Parole project. Can you talk to us?
Yes, that's a brand new clinic that we're starting this semester, and we're doing it with the Lone Star Justice Alliance, and with Elizabeth Henneke is going to be the lead attorney from that project. And it's a project that's set up to address the problem of youthful offenders, those folks under 18. At some point, we actually want to make the project reach for folks all the way up to the age of 24. But for those who are given excessive sentences that we believe do not offer the meaningful opportunity of parole.
And so clarify again for our audience how this even happens. Are you telling us that a person convicted of an offense as a juvenile, not certified as an adult, but convicted as a juvenile, is that correct?
No, so we're calling them juveniles because we're doing it based on their age.
Gotcha.
So they were under the age of 18 at the time the offense was committed. So whether they were certified as adults and tried in adult court or whether they were tried in juvenile court, up until fairly recently, I'm saying recently, I'm showing my age, But up until the Roper decision, we used to execute folks who were under the age of 18 here in Texas. In fact, I think we had 26 people who were executed and were under the age of 18. And there was no bottom age ever set by the Supreme Court for how long we would go in executing children. But after the Roper decision, it was decided that we would no longer execute folks who were children at the time that they committed their offenses. The Supreme Court has then been moving the law backwards to say we won't even give folks, in the first case, life without parole unless it was a murder case. And then they moved and said, no, you know what? We've got to give people parolable sentences. And what we're trying to get now is kind of meaningful parole. So one of the problems we have is that there are about 6,000 plus young men and women who were given life sentences in Texas for crimes that they committed under the age of 18. And the problem that we have is that studies are showing us that only about 4% of them will ever have their freedom again. And so that means that the parole opportunities that they're getting are not meaningful.
Okay, well, thank you for clarifying that. Let me ask you, at present, how many students do you have servicing or working for that particular branch of the clinic?
So that's a brand new clinic, and so we have 3 students who are working there, and they do twice as much time as the Innocence Project students, so it's like having 6 students. But most of the work is actually going to be done by the Lone Star Justice Alliance, and they have attorneys and paralegals and other folks, and our students are going to be working with them and doing a lot of the background work. And we're going to start off with the folks who are still doing, believe it or not, there are 5 people in Harris County who are serving these illegal life without parole sentences. So these are sentences, everybody knows that they're illegal, but they're still serving them. And so one of the problems that we have with kind of addressing this issue is that because habeas corpus is so, or post-conviction appeals are so complicated, you can't just raise the one issue and then walk away. So because if you do, they may have other issues that have merit. And if we just go in there and just address the life without parole issue, and they have other issues that have merit, when they go back to address those issues, the court is going to say you should have raised them the first time. And so what we have to do in looking at those cases is we have to look at everything. We have to do a record investigation and a non-record investigation and look at every single possible issue. So it's not going to be just going in there and conforming the sentences, which would be relatively easy. It's going to be going back and taking a complete look at their cases, their trials, and everything that's happened before and since.
And since, including conditions,
conditions
violations
in prison,
inside of prison, etc.
What's been happening with them. There's going to be a lot of mitigation investigation. And typically when we do a proper and thorough mitigation investigation, we're going to go back 3 generations because we want to see the conditions that you were raised in. We want to see if there were any mental health issues. We want to see if there were any child abuse issues, physical abuse issues, sex abuse issues. We're going to want to see kind of whether there's poverty, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, all of those things that you really have to go and mine for several generations to really understand the impact it has on an individual.
Wow, that's significant. 3 generations back, and that's, I really appreciate knowing that. If one wants to volunteer for this particular project or wants to, come and offer information or provide publicity or additional funding, how would they reach out to you?
So for all of our programs at the Earl Collins Institute, and we have a number of them, including the Innocence Project and the Juvenile Life, we would love to have folks come in and volunteer. When folks come and volunteer, we want them to make a commitment, though, in terms of their time, because we have to train them. And so unless you're willing to commit to a certain amount of time that you're giving, we don't get a payback in the training that we give you. And we're looking for all kinds of volunteers. We're looking for folks that can come in just to assist with administrative stuff, folks that can come in and do investigative stuff. If there are attorneys out there, we were looking for them. If there are psychiatrists and psychologists out there who are interested, we can use them as well. And so there's a variety of different types of people we can use. And they would essentially write to or call us at the same address that my 2 students, Michelsi, I always pronounce her name wrong, Michelsi, and
Caesar.
And Caesar, Mr. Matter, and his as well. Sorry, I'm blanking out. Friday night's been a long week, but Mr. Matter as well. They both gave the address. And the address is the Earl Collins Institute at 3100 Cleburne, Cleburne, Houston, Texas, 77004. And the telephone number is 713-313-1139. That's 713-313-1139.
Okay. Well, again, we thank you so very much, Professor Haughton, for coming and joining us again. This is my first time sitting across the table from you. I know that you've been a guest. I know we hear from you on a regular basis, and you provide an awesome service to our community, to those who are incarcerated and who are looking to transition home. So we thank you for the work. We thank your students for being here. And let's see, Hank, are you ready to join us? Or are we going to turn it over now to Daniel? Daniel's joining us. No dance today, huh, Daniel?
Oh, no. What? No. I won't dance. It is not me that, not
Look
me.
at the fluid motions on this young man.
You see? Now, we have a real dancer in here. Actually, 2 real dancers in here. And we're going to have 10 minutes to talk about dance tonight. Yeah?
You're all cumbia.
So, tonight we have Adam Castañeda and Jaime Fruge. And they represent the Pilot Dance Project. They are going to present here in Houston, Texas. They're going to present a show titled 25, which is an interactive dance theater experience about mass incarceration. So I listened to the radio KPFT yesterday, and they were talking about that, and I said, well, this is a perfect match with the prison show. Here we have a dancer, a choreographer, and an executive director that they are talking about mass incarceration. So welcome tonight to Jaime and Adam.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Jaime and Adam, I read in your Facebook page that your show titled 25 is inspired by personal accounts of the effects of mass incarceration. So I think that here you have the right audience to talk about it. Do you want to talk about your experience, please?
Sure. Well, 25 is based on mass incarceration and its effects on families. And so throughout the performance, you will experience various different stories. We have 15 cast members, all different stories about various different crimes that they've possibly committed, and then it's taking a deeper look at the effects on family and what does that look like in the American home, since mass incarceration is such a huge social issue that we have in this country.
I would really like you to talk about your personal connection with this topic.
Sure. So 25 was actually inspired because I am a family member of a former inmate, and so it's really a story of my life and my family, and how I've dealt with having a family member behind bars and a family member who's missed so many birthdays and so many Christmases, and what that's like, and it could really happen to any of us, and it could happen to the woman sitting next to me at a restaurant. You never know who these people are, and it's been really eye-opening to see how many people are in the same position that I am, that have a loved one on the inside.
So while your dear one was serving time in prison, you were living in parallel your own life as a free citizen. And then I think that for what I read in your Facebook page is that you tried to communicate the feelings that you had in those parallel lives, and the feelings that the inmates they may have.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that you were talking about the kind of feelings that you have when you go and visit them, and the feelings that they have, the inmates, when they see you going there. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. So I think some of the biggest themes that we touch on is the idea of vacancy, and the loss of identity that happens when you are on the inside, and then also the loss of identity as a family member without that person there with you. We deal with a lot of loneliness, and then also, what does it feel like for somebody to come see you when you're on the inside, and what does it feel like to go see somebody there, and then what also happens when that person doesn't show up, or vice versa when you don't go to see them. So it's kind of trying to play on both sides. I've never been on the inside, so I could really only speak from the family member standpoint. So I've tried to capture both as authentically and honestly as possible. So
in this show 25, you say that there's going to be an interactive dance, Adam. What do you mean by interactive? So you mean the audience is going to dance with you?
Yes and no. So there's 15 dancers in the cast, and each dancer is paired with an individual audience member, and the two never leave each other during the entire performance. So the dancer is responsible for taking the audience member through this experience of being incarcerated, the emotional aspect of it, the physical aspect of it, and that may involve having the audience member do a little bit of movement, him or herself. So it's a very individualized experience. This is definitely not a show where the audience member sits down and watches, dance about the subject matter. They're very much involved with how the experience plays out.
Or what is the reaction of the audience? Have you ever talked with the audience when you're down with it? What is the reaction? Or how do they feel?
Well, I'm going to find out next week. I've never actually, this is the first time I've been asked to do a project that was so interactive with the audience. So on our dress rehearsal next Wednesday, that'll be the first time where, I've put into practice everything that we've been rehearsing for the past 4 months.
Oh, okay, 4 months. So now I would like you listeners y sobre todo vosotros españoles, que os traduciré un poco más tarde lo que está pasando aquí dentro. Do you want to tell our listeners where they have to come and see you and dance with you and feel the feelings that you are trying to share with them?
Well, I'm really excited that the company is going to be the first company to be presenting a work at the Interchange Houston. It's a brand new art space close to Midtown near the HCC Central Campus. The show runs Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of next week, and there's 8 different performances. And to find tickets and more information about showtimes, potential audience members can go to interchangehouston.com.
interchangehouston.com. And so this is going to be February the 1st, February the 2nd, and February the 3rd at 7 p.m.
There are going to be performances at 7 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. And then on Saturday, February 3rd, we're having matinees at 2 p.m. and 3:30 p.m.
All right, so here you have now the radio waves for you. If you want to pitch to anybody, if you want to talk with the audience and involve them, here you have the audience of inmates, prisoners, and families and friends of them that they are listening to you. So the radio waves are yours.
Hello, everybody. I'd just like to say that this topic, this social issue, is very near and dear to my heart, and I'm hoping that the work that both Adam and I and the dancers of the Pilot Dance Project are putting in to do this, that this is for you, and we hope that this sparks a greater and deeper conversation and a social call to action for change.
Adam, do you want to add anything?
I just want to say that this has been a wonderful learning experience to me in terms of, learning empathy and learning a different perspective. As someone who didn't have any personal relationship to the subject matter, it was great to hear Jaime's story and have her involve me and my dancers in this very important topic.
I'm glad it was a learning experience for you, because we have the California and Texas have the largest numbers of incarcerated. Here we have 140 whatever thousand. It fluctuates daily, but for every inmate, if an average family is 4.3 people, there's 3.3 people out there that are also directly affected, plus parents, so that's 7.3 individuals. It multiplies quite rapidly, and the kids go to school and they hear all the other kids talking about, oh, mom and dad, mom and dad, mom and dad. Oh, well, you know, they're ashamed because mom is not there or dad is not there for, you know, their childhood, essentially, or good pieces of it. So it becomes a real stigma, and they're innocent victims of crime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the husband may have gone out and done something, or the wife may have gone out and done something, and quite often without the other's knowledge, and the children never know what's going on with it, you know. So they really, as a society, we need to start taking those people into account when we think about things like sentencing and how harsh we're going to be on crime and stuff. Because most crime, let's face it, doesn't really hurt anyone. You know, I mean, it's not like, you know, everything's not an armed robbery, a rape, or a murder.
Mm-hmm.
So, dear listeners, if you're really interested to go and see the show 25, remember February the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd in the evening at the Interchange. So, Google Interchange and the Pilot Dance Project. Thank you, Adam, and thank you, Jaime.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, Daniel, for bringing them in.
Very welcome.
Okay, we're going to let Victoria Rusk get settled in here for a minute. She's got a good topic tonight, and she'll be ready here in just a moment. But
hey, what's up, y'all?
There we go.
She's already.
She's getting it together right now. So we're segueing from dance to the science of perception in criminal cases.
Yeah, I wanted to come and talk about mitigation from my perspective perception from my perspective as a mitigation specialist. So good evening, everyone. Good evening, my brothers and sisters in TDCJ. My name is Victoria Rusk. I'm a mitigation specialist for criminal cases, and I'm the founder of Heart of Justice. And you can write me. My P.O. box is 10891 in Houston, Texas 77206. And you can write me at that address, but I just want to say that I have a backlog since November of letters, and I'll get to your letters as soon as possible. Please forgive me for not responding till now, but I respond to letters in the order that I receive them, and I respond to about 10 letters a month. And so you can ask me about mitigation, no legal advice because I'm not a lawyer. I'm a mitigation specialist. I give mitigation advice, which includes, how to organize your information. And today I wanted to talk about perception in criminal cases. And this is a subject matter that is obvious in a number of cases. So I think that you could relate, and I hope that this type of is educational, and it's helpful to understanding yourself and others around you. Knowledge is power, and I'm here to just plant a seed or water a seed. And I don't know that anything that I give you will be exactly what it is that you need, but I am here to help and help teach you about your brain and your and the mental capacity. And so your brain is doing all the work to construct your perception or your reality of a situation, and your eyes are feeding raw data into your brain, and your brain will process that data, that sensation, but you must consider your history, which in your brain is a part of the limbic system, and particularly the hippocampus. And you can look up those vocabulary words, but your history determines how you judge the situation or you create the reality. And what portion comes from the eyes or the sensations versus the brain would be completely dependent on the task that the person is performing, the task, the crime, in particular in criminal cases. And the person's experience will also, will almost always be a combination of the two, with some exception of like blind sight, hallucinations. There'll be a combination of the sensation and the history of the person. And so in general, experts agree that the person experiences more perceptual, or like the more the perception, the brain, the interpretation, than just straight up seeing the eye, the sensation, that registering part, the world And so there is no number of how much a person experiences through the eye versus the brain, though. And I've asked too. I have asked a lot of people about this, and so there's no one that's really confident in saying that any number particularly of how much comes through the brain, the percentage or the importance of the eye or the sensation versus the brain memory or the process. So basically we can't say that there's a percentage, but there's one scientist in particular that I got 5 minutes of his time, and I really trust him. And so, off the record, you can say that 5% of what we take into the brain is a part of the perception, and that's the sensation, 5% or so. It's a low percentage that makes up perception, but it's a very important percentage. So without the sensation part, you just really don't get the reaction part or the actual perception. So perception has a direct correlation to the brain processing and memory. And perception is created by awareness through the biological senses and the ability to understand or interpret something learned. It boils down to nature versus nurture argument. And I'm sure you've probably heard of this before. You've done some self-reflection on yourself or, about your case, and you've thought about this nature versus nurture, but maybe in some other form of or fashion, like, was I born like this? Did my parent being like this make me this way? Or, living in this type of environment, did it make me like this? And as a mitigation specialist, I would say yes to all the above. Without the life experience, you wouldn't have the perception of the situation that you reacted to. Nature versus nurture is a part of the equation of a person's perception. So the nature, the sight, smell, touch, hearing, the sensation, the biological component, it's concrete. It's what the brain discovers through the eyes and ears. The sight is really important. And then once it's in the brain, it starts the nurturing part of the equation. And nurture is constructed inside the brain, what is already there, like your memories. And when it comes to criminal defense, nurture trumps the nature. So, for example, one example that I wanted to come up with is that you're accused or you're convicted of a crime of passion. So the sensation is the actual sight of the situation, and how you interpret the situation is the perception, depending on the level of dysfunction between your parents, could determine how you react to it. So say you grew up with a family with like a Leave It to Beaver family, and you might see something like that and then you get angry, but it doesn't strike a nerve like it would if you grew up in a house where your mom continued to cheat on your dad and left you and your brothers and sisters and abandoned the family, and after, left the family for another man and then never looked back. So you get yourself caught into a crime of passion, and your reaction or your perception of that situation that is developed in your mind will linger and create your reality to the actual crime of passion. And then another example I wanted to get that I thought people could maybe relate to is like a drug deal gone wrong. And I was like thinking, but did it really go wrong, or was that just your perception, So you felt that it was wrong, and so, we could go with that. And that's the nurture portion of it. So this is how you interpreted the situation, and what you actually saw, heard, tasted, the sensation, is the small percentage, yet important percentage, of how the brain processed and how it made you feel based on your history is the nurture. So every person involved in this drug deal gone bad has their own perception, has their own actual example of their own examples of the reality, and that's what they brought to the table. And the crime was accused and or charged as if, and that's that. As the charge was, or the crime was charged, is the perception that everyone else is bringing to the table, right? So the nurture, depending on the person, which is the person who is accused, and they're saying that, how this, crime went down or bad, and then everybody else's perception that's going to it, and that's what we're dealing with in criminal defense, is everybody. And as a mitigation specialist, that's what I'm trying to decipher from, like, my clients and their perception of the situation, and then how is somebody else going to perceive it. So I just wanted to add this side note, though, because it goes a little bit further in criminal defense, is which how your brain actually functions, or a person, how their brain functions when they have a neuropsych evaluation. So not a psych evaluation, but a neuropsych evaluation. And this type of evaluation is pretty expensive, and not everybody gets it. But that's the side note. If the doctor, the neuropsych, finds that there's a malfunction by their evaluation, it can play into the trial evidence. But you must have, a good defense team, a good appeal team, for sure. And that evaluation will evaluate things like memory and processing, which can contribute to the person's perception. And so that's what I wanted to share with everyone. And I thank you. Let me tell you all my, as a mitigation specialist, this is something that comes up all the time, and that you're always trying to battle different people's senses of reality and stuff, and organize the information in such the way that somebody that hasn't been involved in a drug deal gone bad, or hasn't been involved, with a super dysfunctional family, is going to make judgment on another person. And so I hope that helped. Some of the vocabulary that I used tonight is like the limbic system and hippocampus and processing. And you can write me and ask me about these things if you'd like. And you can also, if there's books that I can recommend or anything like that, I'm happy to share.
Where do you want them to write you?
My P.O. Box is 10891 in Houston, 77206. And please address me and address on the envelope to the Heart of Justice, please.
One more time.
Heart of Justice, P.O. Box 10891 in Houston, 77206.
I love this stuff, Victoria. I do. And it's, this is the reason that we all have jobs, because we have to tell our clients' story. For every situation, every circumstance, if you have 2 or 3 people witnessing an incident or hearing a conversation, the outcome, the reactions are absolutely dependent 95% of the time on what's going on in the brain of each of those individuals. And that's why at the bench there are going to be at least 2 or 3 attorneys advocating and telling a different version of the story. So when we say the facts, there are no black and white facts. It's all relative. It depends on who perceived it.
And I want to say that one thing that I think steps up is, that I try to help build those bridges, is in universal themes. Okay. Because everybody can relate to a universal theme.
And anybody involved with court will tell you eyewitnesses are the worst.
Yeah, and that's another element in perception. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, very, very true.
Awesome. And for our listeners, take some of these concepts and these ideas that Victoria has shared with you, even if it's not relevant to your defense or your parole situation or any appeals or writs you're taking on. Consider just your day-to-day interactions with each other. When someone says a word, that word may mean something to you, but it may mean something different to someone else. Intonation, all of that comes into play. And when you step back and you consider, and you try to put yourself in the other person's shoes when communicating, oftentimes situations that could be volatile are diffused because you're looking at situations through the other person's eyes.
Right on.
That's
real compassion and humanity.
We need it.
Okay, talk to y'all later.
All right,
Thank you.
We've got our death row team coming in, getting set up now, and we want to thank Victoria Rusk for coming in again and trying to help enlighten us.
Awesome.
Lord knows I need it.
Yes, you do.
Although I am lighter than I was before going on Jam Cruise. I lost 10 pounds between getting sick before the cruise and taking my last antibiotic the first day of the cruise, and I ate pretty well. Like more salady stuff than normal, so I lost 10 pounds.
Okay. Just y'all's mics.
Good evening, everyone on Texas Death Row. On January 18th, Anthony Shore was murdered by the state of Texas. Linda and I were there for Anthony and his friends, And on Wednesday, January 17th, Tarrant County issued an execution date for Eric Davila. Our thoughts and prayers go out to his family and his friends. As of today, the execution schedule is William Rayford, January 30th, John Battaglia, February 1st, Thomas Whitaker, February 22nd, Rosendo Rodriguez, March the 27th, and Eric Davila, April the 25th. In other news, Travis Green, on January 12th, Judge Ellison granted your motion for request of co-counsel. The federal public defender for the Western District of Texas Capital Habeas Unit was appointed. Paul Slater, on January the 15th, the Fifth Circuit denied your request for a COA. On January 19th, your attorney requested an unopposed motion to extend the deadline to move for rehearing until February the 12th. William Rayford, a motion for stay of execution was filed at the CCA on January the 22nd. And William, I will be there for you. I talked to Lillian. She's a really nice lady. John Battaglia, several motions have been filed to stay your execution. No rulings yet. John King, on January 15th, your attorney filed a notice of new developments in your case since oral arguments on January 4th at the Fifth Circuit. Anthony Medina, your federal habeas brief was filed on January the 16th. Something pointed out in your brief seems to be reoccurring across the board, whether it's slightly lower percentages or not. Harris County judges adopted verbatim the prosecutor's proposed order in 190 out of 198 instances. This suggests that Harris County judges are routinely rubber stamping all of the prosecution's findings and conclusions. That seems to put things in perspective. 190 out of 198.
So justice isn't blind, it's just not looking.
It's just not looking, no.
Right.
Again, I do believe this is across the board, not just Harris County. In fact, Judge Crone out of the Eastern District seems to be pretty good at keeping up with Harris County judges. Rodolfo Medrano, on January 16th, Judge Peter Armsby granted your motion for investigative services and expenses. Farron Wardrop, the magistrate judge concluded you are entitled to relief on your claim your trial counsel was ineffective. However, your attorney filed an objection to this on January the 16th based on the 4 other grounds the judge found beyond the remand. Then on January 26th, today, you filed your reply to the state's objections to the magistrate judge's findings, conclusions, and recommendations. Farron, I did send this over to your wife, so she is aware of the situation. Billy Cobble, just as a reminder, your oral arguments in your case are currently scheduled for February 6th at 2 p.m. in New Orleans. Thomas Whitaker and Perry Williams, the state filed a brief in opposition to the petition for writ you both filed in reference to the Texas lethal injection execution protocol on January the 23rd. Bobby Fratta, the letter you mailed to Lyle Case at the Fifth Circuit with additional information for your brief hit your docket on January the 22nd. On January 23rd, Mr. Case stated the Fifth Circuit will take no action on your document and that only your attorney can file on your behalf. As of this morning, your attorney has not filed that information. Also on January the 24th, the state filed a response in opposition to your application for a COA. Milton Gobert, the letter you sent Judge Pittman hit your docket on January the 22nd. And on January the 25th, the court stated the petitioner is not allowed to submit pleadings on his own behalf. Petitioner is represented by counsel who is responsible for filing motions. Joseph Gamboa, your unopposed motion to establish a briefing schedule was granted on January the 24th. Douglas Armstrong appeared in court on January the 24th. Judge Gonzalez told Armstrong that if the state decides not to seek the death penalty during the new punishment phase, he would automatically be sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. However, if the state does seek the death penalty, a new trial will be set for the punishment phase. Richard Tabler, one motion you sent to Judge Pittman hit your docket on January the 23rd. On January the 22nd, you mailed 2 additional motions regarding counsel and your appeals. Those hit your docket today, January 26th. I did receive your letter and will keep you updated on the progress of your request. Stephen Butler, On January 23rd, Judge Sim Lake denied your motion to vacate your judgment. Annabelle Canales. On January 26th, Judge Gilstrap denied your 59E motion. A COA is denied and all motions not previously ruled on are denied. And in reference to Hidalgo at the Supreme Court, there is still no answer regarding this petition, but it has not been rescheduled as of today. There's been theories as to why the justices keep rescheduling, but clearly those are only guesses. I will be on top of it and will let everyone know. Also, 5 inmates on Pennsylvania's death row have filed a federal lawsuit against the State Department of Corrections and the superintendents who oversee where death row is housed, claiming that being held in almost exclusively solitary confinement violates the Constitution. The lawsuit seeks class action status to represent 156 male inmates on death row, as well as a permanent injunction to ban mandatory solitary for those sentenced to death. In this lawsuit, it claims they can go for as many as 70 hours without being let out of their cells, where lights remain on for 24 hours each day, and also states death row inmates cannot participate in any prison programming, including no religious worship. I have a copy of the class action complaint if anyone would like it. Just let us know, me or Linda, and we'll be glad to get that to you. I think Miss Linda has some birthdays.
Got some birthdays. Want to thank Kareen from Israel for getting this list together for me. Garcia White, February the 4th. Richard Tabler, February the 5th. Joel Escobedo, February 6th. U.S. Pettitan Jr., February 7th. Eduardo Cubas, February 7th. Jamal Howard, February 8th. Ronaldo Dennis, February 9th. Robert Sparks, February 13th. Paul Hall, February the 18th. Stephen Nelson, February the 18th. Anthony Francois, February 22nd. Robert Frada, February 22nd. Kenneth Thomas, February 24th. Eugene Broxton, February 27th. And Scott Panetti, February 28th. And I did find the poem that you were talking about, Franklin Davis, so here we go. It's called The Thinking Man. I am the thinking man. I am the city of Troy that was destined to stand. I am Atlas down on one knee holding the world like a boulder. I am Samson with thick locks hanging past my shoulders. Believe it or not, we all have a little Judas in us. We need to focus on getting the teachings of Buddha in us. Martin Luther King got his teachings from Gandhi. I'm more like Malcolm X without a pack of fearless men behind me. Just like Jesus being nailed to the cross, I gained a lot and a lot I lost. How can you expect peace pointing your AK? Even with freedom of speech, I still have to watch what I say. Racism still exists, so we will never be a united nation. All eyes are on me as I walk through the gas station. Trump is our president. It's not an illusion. Black lives do matter. What's the confusion? When Cecil the Lion was murdered, you was one of the first to protest. Many of us has been murdered on death row. You didn't even send out a tweet or text. My thoughts are always bouncing around in my head. Like, don't give me death, give me my old life back instead. I am just a thinking man. Thank you, Franklin. That's a wonderful poem.
Thank you so much, y'all. Ladies, you work so hard, and we appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank you. And thank you guys for all your letters of support for us. We really appreciate it.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
All right. Well, I think we're ready to get Daniel up here, and he's got a report he's going to share for us. And en español, ¿no?
En español, en castellano. Aquí estamos con este acento castellano castizo y mis amigos ahí dentro dicen, Daniel, your accent is like too Spanish from Spain.
Well, what do you think?
What would you think from there?
Yeah.
So, muy buenas noches a todos los que entienden español, a todos los latinos y los hispanos. Bueno, voy a contar hoy algo sobre DACA. So, as I said last week, and we were talking in here last week, the situation is very fluid. Even tonight, we can't say anything for certain. We have to wait for Monday. But anyhow, these are this is a synthesis of the summary about the DACA situation. Voy a hablar sobre DACA y las noticias vienen del periódico La Opinión. La Opinión is a newspaper from Los Angeles and is one of the main newspaper is actually the Spanish speaking, and also parts from El País, which is the main newspaper in Spain. Muy bien, pues empezamos. Los jóvenes migrantes que entraron sin papeles en el país de aquí, Estados Unidos, cuando eran niños, pero han crecido como cualquier estadounidense, viven en un limbo legal. Ese es el problema de los Dreamers. Para los Dreamers, el presidente Obama implementó el programa DACA en el 2012 y amparó en su momento 800.000 jóvenes indocumentados que llegaron ilegalmente a Estados Unidos de niños, que sin tener ninguna culpa, y les ofreció cobijo de la deportación y sobre todo permiso de trabajo. Trump, el nuevo presidente, argumentando que DACA era ilegal, anunció su desmantelamiento en septiembre del 2017. El nuevo plan, el de la nueva administración de Trump, el nuevo plan migratorio se hará público el lunes. Por eso decimos que la situación todavía es fluida y vamos a ver qué pasa la semana que viene. La administración Trump mantiene sus 4 principios migratorios, que son: 1. Codificar DACA. 2. Fortalecer la seguridad fronteriza. Habéis oído hablar del muro. Y 3. Eliminar la lotería de visas. 4. Eliminar la inmigración en cadena. En concreto, la Casa Blanca propone que casi 2 millones, 1.8 millones de jóvenes puedan legalizarse y ponerse en una vía hacia la ciudadanía en un plazo de más o menos 10 o 12 años, si cumplen ciertos requisitos y no tienen historial criminal. Esa cifra abarcaría a los que se hubiesen beneficiado del DACA original, pero no lo solicitaron. Por eso son más de los 800.000 de los que oís hablar en la radio. Respecto a la inmigración en cadena, la Administración quiere limitar las visas de reunificación familiar al núcleo familiar, es decir, a cónyuges e hijos menores de edad. Ese requisito, sin embargo, se aplicaría para solicitudes a futuro mientras se resuelven todos los casos ya en cola. El plan también incluye 25.000 millones en un fondo fiduciario, o sea, 25 billions, 25.000 millones para el muro fronterizo, el muro, y para incrementar la seguridad de las fronteras mediante contratación de más agentes, recursos y equipos tecnológicos, además de abogados, jueces, fiscales, etcétera, etcétera. Bueno, con este plan la administración Trump busca aceitar más la máquina de redadas, arrestos y deportaciones en la frontera y en el interior del país. No se saben los requisitos de trabajo y educación que deberán reunir los Dreamers para su legalización, ni no se sabe tampoco cómo funcionará el fondo fiduciario del que hemos hablado, ese fondo fiduciario para el muro. No se sabrá tampoco quién lo manejará, aunque reiteró la exigencia de Trump de que México pagaría el muro de alguna forma. Tampoco se conoce el cronograma para discutir el futuro del resto de inmigrantes indocumentados que han establecido sus vidas en Estados Unidos, sino que se insiste en la urgencia de eliminar esos resquicios en el sistema migratorio, combatir a quienes se quedan con visa vencidas y establecer un sistema con base a méritos. De inmediato, ¿cuáles son las reacciones? Bueno, los líderes demócratas y activistas de grupos cívicos y del movimiento de los Dreamers rechazaron enérgicamente el plan que fue elaborado por 2 halcones en la política migratoria de la Casa Blanca, Stephen Miller y el jefe de gabinete John Kelly. El caucus hispano del Congreso dijo que la bancada demócrata no permitirá que los Dreamers sean piezas de negociación de un plan vergonzoso que apaña políticas aislacionistas y dañinas para los inmigrantes. Otros grupos pro-inmigrantes, incluyendo America's Voice, el acrónimo CHIRLA, Center for American Progress y el Movimiento para una Reforma Migratoria Justa y también United We Dream, también condenaron el plan. Aunque el plan contiene varios de los elementos que durante años han exigido grupos ultraconservadores, este plan no ha sido necesariamente un festín para el bloque de partidarios de Trump. para convertirse en ley. El plan tendría que ser aprobado en ambas cámaras del Congreso y veremos qué pasa el lunes. So, let's see what happens next week. On Monday, we're going to know more news about DACA and the related histories.
Did you mention the part about so many corporate Democrats not fighting for DACA?
You know, we say several times, so you have to take action, you have to read about politics, you have to know about Democrats. Even if you have a Democrat, you have to know who is that Democrat that you support, because there are a huge array from A to Z of Democrats.
And call your local elected official, no matter who it is, Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, whatever they are. Call them and tell them how important it is
What
to
about
you.
people that they are, let's say, quote-unquote, illegal immigrants? Can they write to them?
Well, yeah, anybody
So
can
write
write
to
to
them.
an elected official. There's no...
Write to them. Explain them why you are useful in this society. Explain them what is your role in this society. What is your role in economy.
If you work a job, you're getting taxes withheld. If you aren't working a regular job, you're working under the table somewhere. Every time you go to Walmart and shop, you're paying sales taxes. It's hundreds of billions of dollars in the U.S. every year. There's no downside to this.
So Google your senators, because my understanding is that senators are the ones that they count, not really the congressmen. Google senator, your zip code, and write them.
Well, they all count because they do talk back and forth to each other. So, but senators is a good place to start.
Yeah, the strongest.
Okay, so I think we're just about ready for the break song.
If you decided to donate your birthday to KPFT this year, thank you. If your special day hasn't yet arrived, consider donating your birthday to KPFT. Here's how it works. Facebook sends you a prompt before your birthday asking if you'd like to donate your birthday to a nonprofit. Select KPFT as your organization of choice. Then add a personalized message so that your friends know how much KPFT means to you. On your birthday, they'll receive a Facebook notification asking them to make a donation in your honor to KPFT. Thanks again for supporting 90.1 FM KPFT Houston, Pacifica Radio for Peace.
You know the drill, KPFT Houston after the next cart.
Did you just look down at your phone?
You ready to do the ID?
Didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a
KPFT
3-ton
Houston.
hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me, whatever it is, you'll live. Learn more at stoptextsstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. KPFT Houston.
It's KNWS Houston.
KPFT Houston. All right. Well, we're ready to go to the calls. Miss Tanika, you want to do the honors?
Sure, why not? Let's see. Look, oh, wow, we've got Billy calling us at the top of the hour from UK. Billy, who are you calling into?
I'm calling in for Big Will Spear.
How you doing there, Great Baldini?
Oh, man. What's happening with you?
Oh.
Where you been at? Studying yourself?
I was on a jam cruise.
A jam cruise?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Hit me up on Facebook.
Hey,
I'll tell you about it.
There's something going on in the background. I can hear another person talking.
Yeah, I hear that too.
I do.
Hold on a second. Let me check on that real quick. Y'all got anything
All right.
out there? Something's bleeding over into the sound. Okay, something's bleeding over. That's.
I assume
it's not our HD3. There's nothing on there, or nobody in there. That's.
You want to put me on hold and sort it out?
No. Go ahead. Go ahead and do your shout out. It's not
All right.
overpowering on this end, but we can hear it.
All right, then. Yeah, this is a shout out for Big Will. Hope that he's doing good. Love you like 9,000, mate. We got approximately 26 days to go. So you best be getting me some property, sorting everything out. Hope I'm going to be there, like I say, in 26 days, so I'm ticking it down. Already got some dollars lined up. That's all going cool. I didn't get in until 1:30 this morning. I went round to see Jade. So got a little bit of feel good there, my old son. You know how it goes. So that's all good. What's happening with Randy? Did he get in contact with you? Because I know that he was meant to be giving you this dance and whatnot, so I want an update on that. I've not had any letters all this whole complete week. So either the postman's on strike or you ain't been button bashing, mate. So you better sort it out. Stop picking your nose. Come on, get with it. Nah, man. Looking next week, and I'll be back again. Like I said, I love you like 9,000. I hope that I'll get a letter tomorrow. If I don't, I'll just free flow it again through JPay. And yeah, like I say, not really much else has been popping, man. We're just counting down the time and whatnot. Just out of curiosity, what time do you want me to visit on that Thursday and Friday? Do you want a morning visit or an afternoon visit? Bear in mind, they're specials. So let us know, get me some word. So obviously I know to pull you out in the afternoon or the morning. All right, then I'm going to let somebody else get on now. And yeah, looking next week. And I'll be back then, yeah? All right then, mate. Love you like 9,000. Keep strong. Keep that big ugly pumpkin head up. And I'll smell you next week. Hank, nice one for that, mate. Cheers, yeah? Tanika, thanks for letting me on.
No worries. Thanks, Billy. Hopefully you'll
All
pop
right,
in
mate.
when you're here.
Hell yeah. I always pop into the studio, man. Come on. has to be done.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Billy.
All right, I'll
Good night
see
now.
you then, yeah?
Good
All right,
night.
mate. Adios.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. We've got Janie in Houston. Where are you calling into?
I'm calling to the Estelle unit.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, this is for Jeremy. I just wanted to let you know that I'm doing okay. I'm still battling my allergies and so forth, so I've been a little bit down on the weather. But other than that, I'm good. I did get like 3 letters from you on Wednesday. They were like the 8, 9, 10, 16, and 17. So I'm missing a lot of letters. But hopefully they'll start rolling in on time. Other than that, I'm still good. I'm with work and everything. The night job's getting a little bad. I mean, it's getting really, really bad. I think they're going to shut the company down. But I'll write you over the weekend and let you know what's going on. I'll send you some money on your commissary, so I sent you $100. So you should have already gotten that by now. No, I mean, it's $200. I sent you $200. So you should have that by now. But I'll check with you tomorrow. I just wanted to tell you that I love you and I miss you. And just hang in there because we'll be home soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night now.
Bye.
Brianne, you're calling in from Toronto. Who do you want to talk to?
I'm calling to do a shout out to. Sorry, I think there's a problem with the feed.
Yes,
there is. We
working
have
on it. Sorry.
Yeah, but they can hear you.
Okay, great. I'm calling for Romero Gonzalez, the Pulaski unit. And hey, everybody at the station. Romero, I'm so sorry I didn't write to you this week. That's not CDCJ misplacing the JPay. I just didn't write to you. The issue, well, so my dad has been diagnosed with terminal cancer. So that's kind of what's been going on here. He actually flew out to see us. So, yeah, that was sort of unexpected. And, yeah, so anyway, I'm sorry. I can't even do this with all this.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, we're really working on it. It's you're heard loud and clear, though.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, thank you. But Romero, I'll be in touch really soon, and I will. I'll send you. I'm going to send you a promise, a JPay this weekend. Okay, bye. Thanks,
Okay,
guys.
thanks. Sorry about that. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Guadalupe, you're calling from Mexico City. Who do you want to talk to?
Young Ramirez.
Okay, go ahead. And I know there's a little bit of background noise, but just tune it out and talk loud. We're good.
Okay, thank you. Hola, buenas noches. Saludos para Jan Ramírez. Hola, hijo. Te mando muchos saludos de aquí, de México. Deseando que te encuentres bien y que hayas tenido una buena semana. También te quiero decir que ayer recibí el email que me mandaste con la señora Linda. Te voy a mandar una carta, te voy a hacer una carta, ¿verdad? Y te la voy a mandar de aquí de México. Y voy a estar al tanto de todos los emails que me mande la señora porque casi no me meto al internet. También Melissa está tratando de entrar para el teléfono. Es que si hay un problemita, casi no se batalla mucho para entrar. Pero no te preocupes, ellos también están entrando. Yo le dije que si ellos entraran primero, que te dijeran que te saludaran por mí, porque yo también estaba batallando. Bueno, mijo, cuídese mucho, échele muchas ganas, y Dios me lo bendiga, me lo cuide, y gracias a todas las personas que van a visitarlo. Aquí te voy a pasar a Sergio para que te salude, mijo.
Jim. Good night. Espero que estés bien. Siempre oro por ti, diario. Ahora en la mañana estaba orando por ti y por todos los que están en prisión, para que Dios los cuide, los consuele, te dé su gracia divina en ti, te aumente la fe, creo firmemente en Él y cuídate. Dios te bendiga, ¿eh? Hasta pronto. Va.
Gracias.
Okay. Gracias.
Buenas noches.
Go ahead. Pardon. Hello? Okay, they're done. Sorry there. All right, let me skip to Catherine in the UK.
Hello
Catherine.
there.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
Oh, awesome, awesome. Happy to have you. Who are you calling in to?
I'm calling in to make a shout-out to Randy Halprin on Polunsky Unit.
All right.
Hi, Randy. I hope things are good with you. I got a letter from you this morning at long last, and you make reference to a few earlier letters, so I'm sure they'll turn up at some point soon. I've replied to you anyway on JPay, so you should get that on Monday. And I've put a bunch of stuff in the mail, snail mail to you as well, so plenty coming through. No big news here to report, just keeping busy and preparing for next week, and that's all really. And everyone sends huge amounts of love to you and positive thoughts and everything else as usual. Always asking about you, so I'm always having to make sure I say that everyone's been asking about you or I'll be in trouble. So I hope things are really good with you anyway, and with this message I'm sending lots of love and hugs and kisses and so many positive thoughts. So take care and look after yourself and be safe, keep your head up, and I'll speak to you again really, really soon, okay? So have sweet dreams. Night-night, Andy. And good night to you in the studio, and thanks for taking my call.
Oh, certainly. You're welcome. Good night, Catherine.
Good night.
Melissa from Brownsville. Who are you calling into?
For John Henry Ramirez, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead, hon.
Hi, John. This is Melly. I hope you had a great week. Estamos hablándote para decirte que por nuestra semana estuvo bien. I'm so happy que no tuve night shift porque last Friday que te quería llamar salí hasta las 3 de la mañana. Estoy aquí con Becky y los kids. My mom said to tell you que she's trying to get in. Te paso a mi daughter para que te salude.
Gracias, John. Tu hermano nos saludó.
Hi, John, it's Becky. Nada más te quería saludar. No he podido entrar yo todavía, pero estamos aquí. He's doing good in his school. Ya sabes, está agarrando todavía ahí más o menos la onda. So he's doing good. He's staying out of trouble. The kids are doing good. Works good. And we're
Is
just
that
here
their
at the house
background radio?
watching TV. Thank you. Have a good day. We love you. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let's talk to Hank in Wisconsin. Who are you calling in for?
Oh, I got friends all scattered out throughout the system.
Go ahead and yell at them.
How y'all doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing well. We're hanging in here.
Like $1 million every day. You know the drill.
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, have you heard anything about them changing the policies or something? After I was down there at the station about a month ago, I went to visit somebody the next day, and they said I had to have a note from my PO. Well, I had my traveling papers and all that, but I never knew nothing about I had to have a note from my PO to visit somebody. They put me on the visitation list, so that'd kind of be like, why did they put me on the visitation list if I wasn't ready?
Right.
They approved me, so why would they approve me if I wasn't ready, if I couldn't visit?
I haven't heard anything, but you know how they are about ex-offenders.
Yeah, it is all new to me. I didn't know. All right, I didn't know if you'd heard. I called director or something, and they said they didn't know no reason either. So,
well, I mean, if
crazy like that,
if they
pretty
don't
much
know,
just do like they want to do.
Yeah, it's unit by unit on some of that.
Right.
All right. Well, I just called in to say hi to everybody.
And I'm going to say hi to everybody too.
Yeah,
Hey,
Peg's
now.
on the conference call with me. She'll be coming up here this week. I'm ready to get her on up here.
All right.
It's been a pretty good Friday. They let me off work early, and then I don't got to go in Monday, so I got a long weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. Just sitting here petting Trudy. She's a pretty good girl tonight. I just called to let everybody know I ain't forgot about them and say hi. Y'all take care of yourself and keep on keeping on. Peg, you got anything you want to say? Old Peg leg?
Nope.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
All right. You
Bye-bye,
too.
y'all.
You too. Y'all
Thanks
take
for
care
doing
now.
what you do.
Oh, good. Thank you. All right.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Linda in Minnesota, who are you calling in for?
Hi, I'm just calling for my friend zone at the Win Unit.
Okay.
Is it bikini weather up there?
Yes, it was. It got up to 46 today.
Oh, yeah,
I know.
tropical heat wave.
I heard people were running around in T-shirts and shorts and God knows what all. But now tomorrow it's only going to get to 26, so I guess they got to put their coats back on.
Well, there it is.
I know. I want to say hello to Papa Rodriguez and Bullet and Willie and Rooster and Miller L. and Madden and Bruce, of course. Bruce, I want to thank you for the pictures that you draw for me all the time. It just means a lot to me. I really do like them. And I got your letter yesterday, and I sent one back to you today. And I sent one to you too, Willie. And I just want you guys to know, I know I became friends with you all because through Tony. Well, you know, that guy that shouldn't even be named. But nonetheless, after all those years, you became my friends too. And that is why I like to say hi to you and wish you all the best and let you know that I still pray for you and I keep you in my thoughts, and I just really wish you all the best. And I hope that you all do very well every day and do the best that you can. And you just keep your eye on the prize, and that you keep God in your life. And he's the one person that's going to get you all through everything. And I hope that you do keep the faith and know that there's some people out here who are thinking of you and praying for you and just really, really wishing you all the best. So you have a good week, and you all take care. God bless you all, and I hope to talk to you next week. And, you know, I'm thinking of you, so thank you. Thanks, you guys.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks now. Good night.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Judy, out of Florida, who are you calling into, please?
Good evening. I'm calling to shout out to Rodney Reed at the Polunsky unit. Hey, R, I'm so happy that you got a visit from Tiffany.
The bleed-in went away.
You guys had a good time sharing stories and being silly. I felt so much better after talking to her yesterday and hearing about your visit. I'm ready to go back to work on Monday. I'm sure it will be a busy playing catch-up from being out all week, but that will be good because hopefully it will make the week speed by because next Saturday can't get here fast enough. I absolutely can't wait. I'm not going to have to close my eyes anymore, and if I do, when I open them, I will get to see the real deal. Seriously can't wait and no one runs into any complications. I'm relieved to hear that you're no longer freezing and you finally turned on the heat. Pray the cold weather stays. I'm going to start my goodbyes and say goodnight real soon. I miss you. I love you. Stay strong. Keep the faith. Continue to hope and dream. Our dreams are alive and well. 560-626. Sweet dreams and good night. Sending you lots of hugs and kisses, and I will see you soon. I love you, Rodney Reed. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Tiffany's on hold. 7 days, 1 week and counting. Love you. Good night. Thanks, guys.
Oh, you're welcome. Good night now.
Good night.
Hi, Tiffany. We already got your intro. Who are you calling in for?
I know I have my own MC. Good evening, you guys. Thank you so much for doing the show.
Sure, you're welcome.
I'm calling to say, hey, Rodney, it was so great being with you yesterday. I had so much fun during our visit, and obviously now you know I've already spoken to Judy and Quincy. Quincy hasn't sent me the documents yet, but he has it on his things to do. So I'm expecting that those any day. And your mom and I are going to go visit on Monday the 12th. And, of course, Judy will be there next weekend with bells on. So love you lots and miss you tons. So glad I got to see you yesterday and looking forward to you and Judy having a great visit next weekend. And I'll see you on the 12th. Love you, Rodney. Bye.
All right. Bye now.
Bye. Thank you.
Angela, you're calling from San Antonio. Who do you want to talk to?
Yeah, I want to give a shout-out to Fighting Irish and Ramsey Unit. Hi, I finally got through. I hope you have a great night. and I hope you're up listening to this because it took me forever to get in here. But I look forward to hearing from you again, and I hope you have a good night. And also, I want to give a shout-out to Harvey Fortune in Ramsey Unit. Hey, Harvey, I got your cards and stuff. Thank you very much. I hope you have a good New Year, and I'll write back soon. Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you now. Oh, that makes sense.
Good night.
Lydia, you calling from McAllen? Who do you want to speak with?
For the Polensky unit.
Go ahead.
Okay, hello, Papacito. I received your card today. Barely. That mail is slow. It's a beautiful card. Thank you very much. I sent you a JPay yesterday at around 4 p.m., so hopefully you got it today. I'll see you Monday and Tuesday, and I think Tia Rosa will be coming with me, if not Grant. David and Mariano and Eligio barely made it in today at around 8:30 p.m. So tomorrow is Sophie's birthday, and I take it the guys won't be here that long. I think they're just going to be here till Thursday. But they barely got in today at 8:30. And Bingo's birthday was on Tuesday, so we had a little cake for him on Wednesday. Tia Patty bought him a hat and a little dog cake. So we celebrated his birthday. And Weenie is no longer with me. She passed away on Monday on my birthday. So we buried her on Monday. She was suffering a lot already, but she's gone. Okay, so Bingo's here alone now, all day. Okay? And we'll see you, like I said, Monday and Tuesday. And we're supposed to meet Joanne there, and she's going to stay with us Monday night. Okay? Love you and I miss you, Papi, and you take care of yourself, mijito. Oh, and Bingo's size is a large. His foot, I measured it, it's 2 inches wide. He has a big foot. So I'm sure it's a large. Okay? And he thanks you very much for thinking about him. I love you, mijo. Good night. Good night to the guys. You're in our thoughts and prayers, guys. Okay, good night. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome, hon. Have a good night. Becky from Brownsville.
Hi, hey John, it's me again. Se me olvidó decirte que apenas acabo de ver tu JPay. Tu letter que me mandaste, sorry. Melissa me dijo que te dijera que she got hers too, and she's going to be writing to you soon. And I was trying to get easy because he's downstairs con la neighbor, pero se fue. So anda somewhere at another neighbor's house, so I couldn't get him to come to saludarte, pero we're doing good, and te voy a mandar, mañana vamos a ir a sacar unas pictures con Melissa y te las vamos a mandar. Nada más también te quería decir que te la pases bien, que tengas un excellent week, y pues que te extrañamos y te queremos mucho. A ver si Melissa te quiere saludar de nuevo, espérame. Hey John, it's me again. Como dijo Betty, ya recibí tu carta, tus regaños. Te voy a estar mandando las answers a todas tus preguntas que tienes. Y no soy lazy, lo que pasa es que siempre estoy con los kids o at work. So, espera mi carta. Te queremos, cuídate mucho y que tengas una excelente semana. Thank you. Bye.
Anyone else? All right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bella in North Carolina, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you, and you?
Good. Who are you calling for?
I'm calling for my husband, Jedediah, at the Polensky unit.
Okay, go ahead, hon.
Hey, Jedediah. Hey, baby, I love you and miss you, and hopefully I will see you soon. I wanted to call in. I don't know if you've been getting my JPays because I'm not getting mail. I think the last thing I got was from January 8th. But anyway, I've been writing to you about my girlfriend, and she had a bunch of tests, and she had some biopsies and different things done. But anyway, today she got good news. So I sent you a long JPay. She didn't have breast cancer, and she doesn't have lymphoma. She does have cat scratch fever that they have not treated for 11 weeks. So we're going to I gave her new medication to that, so I've been writing to you about her, and I just want you to know that she's doing a lot better. And it's still cold here, so we aren't snowed in, though, so that's a plus. Anyway, I just want to call in and tell you I love you and I miss you, and I will see you soon. Take care, baby, and stay safe. I love you, Jedediah. Night-night and sweet dreams. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Jedediah, right home.
Yeah, I think he has been. I don't know what's wrong with the mailroom.
Oh, yikes. Okay, well, good luck with that. Good night now.
Night-night.
Michelle, you're calling from Waco. Who do you want to call to?
I want to shout out to my brother DJ on the Darrington unit. I also want to shout out to Big CJ on the Darrington unit. And the other of my homeboys on the Darrington unit. DJ, I want to let you know I've tried to sort out your visitation list. You need to try to give me the records department lady's name, and so I can get that squared away. I love you, brother. I miss you like crazy. Get that shit taken care of so I can come visit you. I'm gonna have a car next week, so I'm headed your way, brother. So get your shit taken care of. Your
Hey! You can't cut. You cannot, Michelle.
Michelle.
Hey,
the language.
Hey, bro, we got you 9,000.
She said,
wow.
Okay. All right. Yeah, folks, you cannot cuss on the air at all. We will get fined for it, and eventually this show will get removed for it. All right. Let's see. We've got Melody from Paris, Texas calling.
Hey, you guys. How are y'all tonight?
Like $1 million every day?
Me too. Today's my birthday. I want to shout out to
Happy
my
birthday.
husband, Josh, at Ferguson, Jim at Ferguson, Cricket at Ferguson, and Rob at Ferguson, the same place. Babe, I went to bingo tonight. I told you I was going to win, and guess what? I won. Call me Sunday, and make sure you call me Sunday because I got to talk to you. The kids got me some wonderful birthday gifts, but it's still not as good because you're not here, but that's okay. I got to talk to you 2 or 3 times today. Anyways, I took my butterfly with me, and it brought me a lot of luck. First time I played bingo, and I don't even know how long. But I'm not going to be on here long. I just wanted to tell you I love you to the moon and back forever and always. I will be here with you throughout everything, no matter what. I love you, babe. I hope you have a sweet, sweet dreams tonight. And I will talk to you Sunday.
Oh, all right.
Hello? All right, y'all have a blessed night.
Oh, you too, honey. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Let's see. It looks like we've got now. Hold one. Let's put our next caller on hold. All righty.
Okay, and I have some shout-outs. Dan the Man, are you listening? Philip can't make it tonight because he's in an Uber Goober, according to, that's what he said. He's in an Uber Goober. So, Dan the Man, there's your shout-out. He'll try to get back at you next week. And Farron, your wife has me, or gave me a shout-out for you. She says, "Hi, husband. Hope this message finds you well and smiling. That smile I so love to see. Well, the mail, yes, the mail has been bad. Today I did get mail, though. 2 letters from you, one dated December 9th and the other one dated January 9th. Yeah, I know, work that one out. But needless to say, I was so pleased to hear from you. So big bear husband of mine. 2 things left to say. Firstly, this time next week. Cannot wait. And secondly, I love you." She also said that she's home from work and has the entire weekend off, so I guess she'll be writing you too, Farron. So either you're not writing or the mailroom is acting up. I think it's the mailroom, though, personally. So there you go,
Maybe
Farron.
they all have the flu.
They all do. Yeah, that's what it is. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I can tell you one thing. If you've got a unit where a bunch of people are sick, but they're still sending mail out, those germs will live on the envelope. So the handlers end up getting it, too.
Wow. Ew.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hank.
Well, I was listening to a thing the other day about the flu because it's so bad this year. It can live up to 48 hours, I believe, off of the person.
Okay, so if you're sick, don't write me. Please.
Exactly.
Sanitize your hands and don't lick the envelope.
Yes. Thanks, Hank.
All right, moving on. It looks like we got Miranda in Van, Texas.
Hi. I hope everybody's feeling like $1,000,000.
Like $1,000,000 every day.
This shout out is for Randy Treadway at the Pelosi unit. I just wanted to say, my sister, she had her baby, and it was 8 pounds and 10 ounces, so it was a pretty big baby. So I went up there on Tuesday. She got induced, and we heard a thing over the intercom that had said that the baby was having trouble breathing, and all the nurses were running to her room, so it was really hard. And yesterday I had lost my boss in a car accident, so it's been a really hard week. I got one letter from you yesterday, so I haven't heard from you since then, because last week I didn't get any letters. I did get your affidavit and your ID. Kayla texted me, and she said that she got a sonogram, and the heartbeat was 152. I also spoke to your cousin, Lisa, and she said to tell you that she loves you and she'll write you. I gave her your address and your ID number and everything. And I won't be there this weekend just because, just about the circumstances of, losing my boss and everything. So I'm going to have to go to a funeral and everything. So I'm sorry I'm emotional. I miss you a lot, and I love you. Hi, Bandit in Wisconsin. I hope that y'all are doing good. And I know that Wisconsin, I guess, that you might have moved or something, and I hope you're doing good. Anyways, I just wanted to say I love you, Randy, and I miss you, and I will see you next weekend. And thank y'all.
All right. Thanks, hon.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
You too.
Chloe out of Idaho. Who are you calling in to shout out to?
Hey, everybody. It's Chloe for Troy at the Flonsky unit. I just wanted to emphasize how much we exercised and repeated and rehearsed what we were going to say last time, because it was our first shout-out ever on here. So didn't mean to shout you out for crying about not getting a call-out or anything. My mom wanted to keep it lighthearted and everything with you. We read all your letters at home, and it's been really great to get to know who you are and everything. So I hope you're doing well. My mom hopes you're doing well. She'll be there, I believe, on the first week of March, and I swear if I say this wrong, I can hear her coming in telling me, no, a different date, but I'm pretty positive it's the first week of March. So she's gotten everything taken care of. Hope that you're doing well. I prefer the nickname Tater Tot more than Dingleberry, so you can take that back off your letter. And I hope that you got room in your book for a new book from me to send you. And, yeah, I look forward to hearing from your mail, and definitely having a slow time from the Polonsky unit for mail, so I hope that gets resolved for everybody, because I hope everyone gets get mail from their loved ones. So shout out to everybody. I hope everyone's doing good and being safe. So thank you for letting me call in.
Sure, you're welcome. Thank you, Chloe. Good night.
Thank you so much.
All right, Irving out of Hot Springs. Who are you shouting out to?
Yeah, my kid there in the Polonsky unit. And me and your mom sure is looking forward to seeing you about in April. And we've had a few days around here. The weather's been pretty nice. And I've been getting to ride that new trike we got. And it sure does handle good. And I guess that's about all I got to say, and looking forward to seeing you in April.
All right. Is that it, Irving?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thanks for calling in.
We thank y'all now.
You're welcome. Good night. Clarence, out of San Angelo, who do you want to shout out to?
I'm going to holler at Polanski, you know that before and Ray Hill and Studious Mike and old Hank.
All righty. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to call on Clarence Brown over there on that Polanski unit. Wardell King, Raymond Spriggs, Brother White, Corey, and all you brothers over there on the wing over there in the dorms. Hope y'all doing well, man. I'm trying to hold it up out here. I'm taking it one day at a time, though. The doctors got me on some kind of pill. Every time I take one, I sleep for 3 or 4 hours. I don't know what that is. They had me on some kind of stuff called summer. My insurance company wouldn't even take that. So I'm taking whatever they give me. Hoping I can get better, man. Know what I'm thinking about, y'all. I've been still trying to pick up the station on my phone, but I can't pick it up anymore. So I dialed the wrong program on it or something. Y'all take care and let me hear from you. King, let me know how y'all doing, man. Brown ain't gonna write. Also, Johnny Barnes over there on the Pulaski unit, him and the Polo. Y'all take care.
Hey, Clarence. This is
All
Hank.
right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, if you want to tune in on your phone, just go on Google and go to kpft.org, click Listen Live, and then click 90.1.
Okay.
You'll be able to get it any old time like that.
Okay, dope. Y'all take care, man.
All right, God bless you, man.
Stay away from that flu.
Ooh, Lord. All righty.
All right.
Have a great weekend, Clarence.
You too.
Okay,
All right.
Diana from Houston, who are you calling into?
Thank you. Hi, everybody.
How you doing?
Hi. I'm doing great. This is a shout out for my son Johnny at the Polanski unit. Hi, mijo. I didn't see a call today. I'm glad I got to talk to you on yesterday twice, so thank you so much for calling. I just wanted to tell you that I love you, and I hope that you can call tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to be visiting this weekend, as we talked about. But I just wanted to let you know also, and to just call in and tell you that I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And I love you, mijo. Okay, I can't wait to see you. Take care of yourself. And I hope, today was kind of warm, so hopefully it's not so cold there for everybody. And please take care of yourselves. Yeah, with this flu and everything that's going on, it's just really bad. I've been sick off and on since the first. But, mijo, just, y'all, take care of yourselves. And I love you, mijo, and I will talk to you hopefully tomorrow, okay? God bless y'all.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay,
Bye.
you're
Have a safe
welcome.
ride home. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Good night. Kathy, you're calling from Fort Worth. Who's your shout-out to?
My shout-out is to Randy Strickland on the Polanski unit. Okay. But first I want to say, I know it wasn't Hank last week, but I heard a lot of people saying last week, or he said call in if you have, you've been out for a while or whatever. I wish there was more women's units that could hear the station, but I have been out since 2004, and, it's been a struggle. Lots of days are struggles, but I haven't seen the inside of TDC since 2004.
Excellent.
Amen.
Great. And this is so crazy because now I'm like, okay, I'm going to write something down. I practice it out loud like a dork, laugh at myself. But so let me just take it from here. Randy, I wrote this to help myself stay on track and not get so nervous on the radio and embarrass us both. So because of this awesome show and caring people, we have a Friday night date
Hank,
night.
when we do the shout-outs.
So here goes. I want you to know that the unconditional love that I have for you, I learned it from you 16 years ago. I ran away for so long because I never had that before and I didn't understand it. So I had to find you again. And here we are. A year later, mail, visits, love tears, heart swells, prayers, phone calls, and more. I send every girly envelope I can find to get your full attention. So now that I have that, I want you to remember that I make you look good. Oh, I think that might be a song. And to please tell you to please be good and come home, and you can have marshmallows on your hot chocolate too. Ha, gotcha. Bet you thought I was going to say something else. I love you so much, and I miss you, and I'm sure you'll be calling me in the morning about this shout-out. Thanks to the prison show. I really appreciate everything. I have, charge my phone, alarms, alert, the live shows on, alarms to call. Yeah, it's awesome. It's my Friday. So y'all really, really make a lot of people's days on Friday and give them hope.
Okay. Good to know that. Good. I'm thrilled to be part of the team, I tell you.
That's good. We love
awesome.
you. Yeah.
I love you, Randy. Bye-bye.
All righty. Well, now we're going to ask Miss Linda to give us some shout-outs.
Okay, hi, guys. I have some shout-outs for Juan Castillo, Ramiro Gonzalez, Jesse Hill, Vincent Baker, Wendy-On Sanders, Roland Mays, Brian Davis, Rick Rhodes, David Wood, Stephen Long, Will Spear, John Ramirez, Robert Frada, Jaime Cole, John Rubio, Billy Wardlow, Eugene Broxton, John Rubio, Danny Bible. John, I've got you on here twice. Fabian Hernandez, Abel Ochoa, Patrick Murphy, Vincencio Valdez. Philo, your person that was going to visit you this weekend is not going to be able to come in, so just wanted to let you know that. Milton Gobert, Dennis Hope, Stephen Russell, Douglas Armstrong, Blaine Milam, Tedrick Batiste, Juan Ramirez, and Richard Tabler. Colton Weir, your wife wants to say hello to you, and she will see you this weekend. Antonio Dalapaz Jr., Karen will blow her horn when she passes the Darrington unit, so be sure and be listening for that horn. Jeff Andrizak, Salvador Urate, Jason Gallegos, Samuel Solomon, Larry Barker. Guy Alexander, my little brother, had a great visit with you last weekend. And your friend Lillian is in town, so I guess she'll be coming to see you soon. Jerry Hunter, Adam Wilkerson, Jeffrey Wallace, and Jimmy Carrington. Okay, guys, have a great week, and I'll be back next week.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Miss Linda. I don't know where you get all of your energy. I just can't figure that out. All right. Are we going back to callers, Hank?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Looks like Cheyenne's been on for a little bit. Cheyenne from Shirts, talk to us. Who are you shouting out to?
Hello. I'm shouting out for Ramiro at the Polinsky unit. So it's been kind of a rough day today. Got some really bad news. Well, I mean, it's not too bad. Just James, my stepdad, just found out that he got orders, and he's leaving in May. So it's going to be a little rough. He's going to be gone for a year, so I'm going to have to help my mom take care of Cameron and Candace. And then I found out also that after that year tour, they actually have orders all together to be stationed somewhere else. So then I'm going to be here basically alone with Mateo. But that's okay. It's just something I'm going to have to get used to. And then Mateo's trying to get back into school. I just received your last letter from January 14th. I know the mail's been a little slow, so I'm trying to catch up. So I did answer that and sent you a JPay about some stuff that was going on. But other than that, nothing else has really been happening here, just kind of laying low. So I will be looking out for some more letters and things like that so I can get a hold of you. I hope you have a great night, and I hope that you heard from everybody that you wish you've heard to so far, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you, guys, and y'all have a great night.
All right. Thank you. Good night now. Cindy from Magnolia, who's your shout-out to?
Well, I have two of them.
All right.
One's for the Justice 3 unit and one's for the Ellis unit. So I'll start with Justice 3. It's for Roger Del Smith, Jr., and Uncle Willie and Kenny. I just wanted to say hello to all of y'all. Roger, I love you and I miss you. I will be trying to make an appointment with Senator Whitmire or his office regarding our denied visitation situation. I hope I can get an appointment with him so we can get this matter cleared up. And for my brother, Rex Alexander at the Ellis unit, I love you and I miss you very much. I mailed a $10 money order to your trust fund so you can get stamps. You know I have to hear from you and know that you are doing okay. But I love all you guys. I'm praying for you, and I'm thinking of you, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Thanks, Cindy.
All right.
Let's see. Nancy from Sulphur Springs, who are you shouting out to?
Thank you. I'm giving this shout out to my son Daniel Acker in Livingston, Texas at Polanski Unit. Thank you. Hello, Daniel. This is Mama, and I love you with all my heart. And I sent you a letter today for the first one I have written this week. Of course, I've been thinking about you each and every day, as I always do. And I'll be mailing you some pictures tomorrow. Sherry loves you with all of her heart. And Ella asked me this afternoon earlier to please tell you that she says hello and she loves you and she's praying for you. And the weather is really, really nice here. It's not at all like it has been being. So I'm thankful for that. And I hope that I get a letter from you real soon. And I've been glad to have written you, and looking forward to talking to you next time. And you keep me in your prayers, please. And you are certainly in my prayers. And I guess I'll just say good night for now. And love you with all my heart. And thank y'all so much on KPFT.
Oh, you're welcome, Nancy. Thanks.
Good night.
Now.
Good night.
All right, we're going out to, I believe, Di out there on the phones.
Hi, this is Di. I hope this finds you all doing well and feeling fine. I have a few shout-outs for tonight. The first is for Big Will at Polanski. I really enjoy the gift. I slept wrapped in you last night, and I slept well and dreamed of you. I have a shout-out for Gabriel at Polanski. I really enjoyed our visit. I always do. I have a shout-out for Virginia at Polanski. I will see you next week. I have a shout-out for Stephen Sandbloom at Darrington. I just finished a letter to you. As always, peace and love to those who hear this as well as those who don't.
All righty. And then somehow we didn't let go of Miss Nancy.
Oh, didn't.
Okay, now we've got Donna in New Jersey.
I knew you guys were going to come to me after
I
just said all that salacious stuff. I mean, my goodness. I don't have anything to wrap me up at night. But anyway, hey, Tamana, it's me. Just calling to say hi. I got some mail this week, finally, from the 5th and the 9th. So it's still behind, but it's coming through. And your daughter also got a letter from the 8th, I think. But she's doing good. Everything is copacetic. Yeah, I'll send you a JPEG. I still didn't mail you. I mean, you could punish me. I don't know. What can you do? I'll get it out to you, though. I had to figure out what else to put in it, and it has to be authentic. So I finally figured out what I actually wanted to put in the envelope to make it worth sending. So, yeah. But also, I got a letter out of the clear blue from John Ramirez. And, yes, John, I was like, why is John writing me? But it was a nice surprise, and I'm glad that you did get the card. I didn't know if you ever got it. And the butterfly was very cool. Thank you for that. And green is not technically my favorite color, but how about the Eagles? So I'm not mad at the green, but it's actually more for the Celtics, but it's not really my favorite color. But anyway, Talon, we'll talk about that because you got that one wrong. So, but I also, real quick, want to give a shout-out to Lil Tex and GQ and Montreal, a.k.a. Debo. Peace to you, brothers. And, yeah, that's all I got. Hopefully you got the e-com. And I will catch up with you soon, all right? I love you, and I miss you. And you keep it light this weekend and take it easy, all right? I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right.
Y'all.
Bye now. Good night, Donna. Now we're going to go out to Magic Mike. You've got your shouts out. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. This is Mysterious Mike on the Historic Prison Show. I'd like to do some shout-outs here. Yovan in Spring Branch, the guys of Texas, Guy Alexander, Jamie Cuppett, Dennis Hope, Stephen Russell, Philip in Dallas, K Money in Houston, Philip Perez in Houston. Carla Rivera wants me to do a shout-out to Alex Molina at the Telford unit. Shout-out to Bonton Mickey in Houston. Tasha wants me to do a shout-out to Rita Estrada on Payday. Shout-out to Ty Burns, Michael Marino, Manuel Marino at the Eastham and Estelle unit, Michelle Bateman in Houston, Texas, DJ Doc, DJ Matt, DJ Oz, DJ Thomas. Special shout-out to Frank Klepper at the Gore unit, Jivin' Jimmy, Haas, Danger, Lucky, Michael S. Garcia at the Ferguson unit, Juan F. Carlos Esparza at the Stringfellow unit, F. Bernard at the Darrington unit, Howard S. Pruitt Sr. at the Polunsky unit, Jose Herrera, Edward Reeves at the Carol Vance unit, Barry Barrett at the Gorey unit. Like to do some more shout-outs here. Thanks for the letter, Edward Darrell Harmon at the Polunsky unit, Robert L. Allen at the Darrington unit, John R. Green at the Terrell unit, Thomas Ramirez at the Polunsky unit, Abel R. Ocheo at the Polunsky unit, Mark Holloway at the Luther unit, K.D. Keble at the Polunsky unit, Robert Satillo at the Wynn unit, Wayman Spriggs at the Polunsky unit, Christopher Dye at the Darrington unit. Special shout-out to Clarence Lee Bowman in San Angelo, Texas, Bill R. Sims at the Wynn unit, and Anthony Nealand in Austin, Texas. You can continue to write me, Mike Lewis, Mysterious Mike Lewis, 419 Lovett Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77006, to KPFT 90.1, the Mighty 90, to the Historic Prison Show. And now back to the host on the Prison Show.
All right, thank you.
And we've got Peter from New York as our final caller of the evening.
Oh, good evening, everybody. This is a shout-out to Chris Young at Polunsky, and I got your letters, Chris. And, yes, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance is a very hard read. I agree with you, but it's sort of interesting and worth it. I was sort of thinking of coming to visit in March, and now that I know Nikita and her mom are coming, I'll try and, touch base with them. I don't think I have their addresses. But if they come on a special visit, maybe we could all visit together, and then we could all meet each other. But I'll write to you about all that. And Will Spear, I'm working on the Jeff Dunham videos with the chaplain, and he's looking into it, and he said he will get back to me. So be a good boy, and I hope you have a good visit with Billy. And Eugene, I just wanted to say hi. Looking forward to your birthday coming up, and I hope you're doing well. And Obi, you're probably not listening to the show, but if you are, have a good, peaceful night. And Sean is here. She's waving, and we love you all, and we're thinking of you, and miss you. It feels like forever since I was there. So have a great night. What? And hopefully we'll see you all in March. Okay. Thank you, and thank you everybody at the station. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're certainly welcome. Thank you, Peter.
Have a good night.
You too. Good night. All right. Peter was our last caller of the evening. Hank is out handling some business, but I guess we're winding down for the night. Anything you want to close with?
Oh, no, I just want to thank everybody for coming in. We had a great show tonight. I want to thank all the callers. Michelle in Waco, you cannot cuss on this show. It will get us in hot water. The station will get fined. This show will get thrown off the air. And what will happen before any of that is we'll ban you from calling. You got to not cuss. Everybody, please. All right. Other than that, I don't know. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm energized. We're fighting the good fight. So good night, everyone.
Yeah, the listen.